Howdy all, welcome to Freeze Frame, the show where we take small moments in film and make a really big deal out of them. I don't think it's controversial to say that Die Hard is one of the greatest action films of all time. It may be the greatest action film of all time. Comment below if you feel so inclined. But have you ever wondered, what is it that makes it such an undeniable great? Well, today we're having a look at one of the tiny moments in Die Hard that I think exemplifies why it's such an undeniable classic movie. So strap in, because we're going to have a look at the candy stealing scene in Die Hard.
Jesus Christ! Stop it! Oh, what the fuck's happening now? Oh, man! I don't see you. Oh, man, I shot Marvin in the face. Why the fuck did you do that?
So you might be forgiven for not even knowing what scene I'm talking about here. And don't worry, that's kind of the point. When you ask people what they love about Die Hard, I guess they'd usually point to the over-the-top action, maybe the elevator explosion or the rooftop jump. And yeah, it has fantastic action, but then again, so does The Matrix Reloaded, and we all know what happened there, right? Others might talk about the witty one-liners and the humor.
Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
But there are plenty of funnier movies than Die Hard, and we don't call them classics. Quick aside, I sometimes wonder if our difficulty in expressing what we like and dislike about a movie is part of the problem with the movie industry today. I mean, we keep saying, oh, we like action films, we like humor, we like big explosions. And then when Hollywood serves it up, we just look at them blankly and go, nah, Hollywood, that was shit. And the truth is, we don't want explosions. We want story and we want character. And I think it's universal. I don't think that there's any audience member who doesn't find those things important. I mean, look, I love looking at tits, right? But if Hollywood served up a 90-minute tit fest, I'd probably get bored in the first 5, maybe 10 minutes. Actually, that's a bad example. So anyway, you get my point, right? So when you look at Die Hard, you've got to ask yourself, how does it transcend the average action film? Well, for me, the thing that makes it truly great is the small details that let you relate to the characters. Die Hard is the ultimate show-don't-tell narrative where every character is given a little bit of screen time to explain their motivation and a little bit of their history. It doesn't spend time on trivial details, but character details, things about people that you can relate to instantly. It helps you understand not just the hero and his friends and the main villain, but the henchmen and the policemen and the SWAT team outside. Everybody gets a little bit of screen time devoted to just fleshing out their character a little bit and making you relate to them on some level. So the candy stealing scene is probably the best example of this phenomenon in the entire film. The henchmen are all gathered downstairs in the lobby. They're waiting for the SWAT team to burst through the doors and erupt into a massive gunfight. And instead of exploiting that tension and then cutting straight to the action, Die Hard decides to focus in on one particular henchman who's taken refuge behind a candy counter, and he's tempted to grab one of the chocolate bars that he notices below him. It's a moment that's played for humor, but at the same time, you get a little bit of an insight into this guy's mind. Maybe he's a bit compulsive, he's got a bit of a sweet tooth, and it may sound unimportant, but at the same time, it's what makes him seem like a human being to the audience. You can even kind of watch his thought process as he glances down at the candy, but he's trying to focus on the sudden death coming through the door. And he thinks to himself, well, we're stealing millions in bearer bonds. Surely one little candy bar is not going to make a lot of difference. In the end, he just grabs one because, why the fuck not? But that's just one of hundreds of moments in Die Hard. And that's, for me, what makes it such a special movie. Every character is portrayed as a human being. And you experience them not as characters, and you experience the story not as a story. You just experience it. And for me, that's what makes Die Hard a timeless classic and will make it last through the ages. So when a movie is dark and atmospheric as Seven, it's amazing how much emphasis is placed on character and how elegantly and efficiently those character beats are delivered.
Soothing, relaxing, vibrating home.
Howdy all, welcome to Freeze Frame, the show where we just fuck everything up. All right, strap in. We're going to have a look at the candy stealing scene in Seven. In Seven, which was the last episode of this shitty show,